Well, welcome back. Hope everybody's having an amazing week. We sure have. And today we're diving into cast iron. Well, not literally, because that's really hot. It's got a beautiful seasoning, and we use this guy all the time. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that little bell. And luckily it's not that bad. I know some people that will use kind of electrolysis. Now join us on our journey cooking through history. All right, the cast iron history of. Well, before we get there, there is someone missing. Junior had to take a day to go do some things, so we're just gonna be hanging out with you. Well, me and y'all. First things first, cast iron. What an invention. I mean, cast iron has been around since the Han Dynasty. That's 220 AD. That's pretty old. But it actually became widely popular in Europe around the 16th century. And then this Abraham Darby patented the sand casting method, which they pretty much still use to this day. Now, what are we going to be doing? We're not going to be cooking, but as you can see, we kind of had a faux pas and we messed up one of our cast irons. Now, the lovely thing about cast irons is they do pretty much last forever. Even if they get rusted out, you can always restore them. That's why they're great to, when you go garage shopping or you thrift store, find an old cast iron. If it's rusted, no worries. Bring it back. There's so many different methods, and we're going to be showing you one of them today. And it's really simple. All we're going to be using is a little baking soda, some water, and white vinegar. And it should restore it. And then also we're going to be seasoning it, because the seasoning is the important part. After you clean all your rust, you're going to want to re-season it, because then it won't rust again and it'll give that nice, not complete non-stick finish, but pretty much. And if you continue to use your cast iron over and over, the better it will be. In fact, over here, this little cast iron, I can barely read it, but it was made in Erie, Pennsylvania, and this was my great-grandmother's, and it's still around. It needs to be cleaned up a little, but I can still cook with it. It's over 100 years old. That's crazy. So that's the lovely thing about cast iron, and they knew when they made it, it was going to last. And of course, cast iron has become really popular, and especially nowadays that, some health concerns of the Teflon coating and that such, and so people are kind of returning back to the cast iron. And once you know how to restore it or repair it, because come on, we've all forgotten to clean it and then gone back the next day like, oh man, what am I gonna do? It's pretty simple. If you spot it early, just take a good green scrubby or hard scrubber, scrub it all down, you'll get the rust out, and then just re-season it. And re-seasoning cast iron is nothing to be afraid of. It's basically set your oven, throw it in, oil it 2 or 3 times. Some even say just do it once and you're good to go. And the first process of this, we're going to throw in some baking soda. And we're basically going to be making a little paste. So I'm going to put some gloves on. And it's relatively simple. Then we just got a little water. Just going to add that. Just use my hands to make a paste. Oh, add a little too much water. No worries, I got plenty of baking soda. All right. We'll go, yeah, there we go. Just you want to get a nice, good paste, because what we're going to do is we're going to be covering the pan in it. It's that simple. Now I have it down on a nice little old sheet pan, just so I don't get the counters all nasty. So we're just going to take your paste, and you can already see, as soon as it touches, it's going to start lifting that rust and eating it away. And so we're just going to rub down any of the rusty spots. Start with the bottom, then we'll flip it over, because this is the worst of it. Throw it in there, get it down in there. Get all worked around. And that's all you're gonna do. It's pretty simple. Now we got that in there. Should take a little scrubby. You're just gonna start working it. And that little paste, you'll see start turning colors because it's gonna be eating up all of that rust, getting it out. Now there's some really cool, if it's really rusted. I know some people that will use kind of electrolysis system to clean them. But this pan luckily is not that bad that we have to go to those extremes. Turn it over, get the back side. So you can see it's starting to lift it all nice. And luckily, this is the great thing. Cast irons, if you take care of them, and even if you mess up and make a boo-boo and rust them out, you can still fix it. And guess what? They're gonna last you forever. Like I said, that one's over 100 years. It's been passed down. My great-grandmother gave it to my grandmother. She gave it to my mom. And then my mom gave it to me. So, I mean, it's something once you buy one, it's gonna last you pretty much forever. Cast iron will outlive you. All right, that's getting really nice. So I'm just gonna scrub this for a few minutes. As you can see, it lifted up a lot of that rust. Now the next step is we're gonna add some vinegar. Yes, it's gonna foam it and it's gonna kind of eat basically whatever your seasoning coating is left, because you wanna really start with a fresh seasoning coat, I guess you could call it. I'm just gonna take that, let that do its magic. There we go. And see, it's pretty simple. Doesn't take much time. I'm gonna pour that out right there. There we go. Don't forget, on the back side, get all that. Ooh, look at there. I mean, already you saw that. It's taken off. Now it just needs to be washed, just basically rinsed off. Normally you just take this to your sink, wash it off, but we set up a little sink for y'all. And it's just gonna, whoops. And of course things don't work when you want them to. There we go. Look at that, see? Pretty much. That, so simple. I mean, it literally took just a few minutes. And our pan is ready to season. So after, I'm gonna do one more little rinse, and then I'm gonna clean this up, and then we'll get to the seasoning. Look at that. All that heavy rust is gone. Set this aside and get to cleaning up. Now we're just gonna dry it off. And I totally recommend, y'all need to have at least one cast iron in your kitchen. I mean, they are so versatile and they're easy cleanup as well. And look, we even ruined, I thought this one was ruined, completely rusted over, but no, we're gonna fix it, and we already did. The rust is gone. We're gonna put a nice new coating on it. Let's get it completely dry. There we are. Perfect. Now we're just gonna take a high temp oil. You don't wanna use olive oil. Let's do it. You can use avocado, coconut, canola. And so we're just gonna put a little in there, take a paper towel, and just get this completely coated with the oil, because this is what's gonna create the seasoning. So we're just gonna rub this all around. You wanna get inside and the outside, the handle, basically the whole thing. Now, I went ahead and set the oven to 400 degrees, and we're gonna put this upside down, and I have some foil underneath just to catch any drips. And once we put it in there, we're gonna leave it just like that. We'll set a timer for 20 minutes, then we'll pull it out We'll re-oil it, but caution, it will be very hot. And then we'll do that probably the next 20 minutes, and then that's about it. And we'll leave it in there an hour. And the best thing is you can just do it one time. I've done that, but if you've stripped everything off, it's good to kind of do it a couple of times within that hour, and then shut your oven off and let it cool down in your oven. Well, we will be right back. My timer has gone off, so got me a nice one of my welding gloves, because this is going to be hot. It's okay, it was smoky. All right, take this guy out. Whew. Careful, it is going to be hot. Throwing a little more oil. Grab a paper towel and do the same thing again. Don't worry about the smoke. In The Wealth of the Nations, the book, Adam Smith says cast irons were worth more than gold. So I totally recommend, again, get yourself a cast iron. It will last forever. Pass it down. Go ask your family. I'm sure they have a cast iron stuffed in a cabinet somewhere, and they'll be happy to give it. Say, I'll restore it for you, and start using it. And we're gonna throw it right back in the oven. Whew, caliente. Well, we're letting our cast iron cool, but we got our other bigger skillet. And as you can see, this has gone through the same process of seasoning it. It's got a beautiful seasoning, and we use this guy all the time. And it's fun. It's fun cooking. Yeah, they're heavy, but man, cancel your gym membership and start lifting cast irons. That's all you need. So, well, I hope everybody enjoyed and learned a little bit, and hopefully you'll go out and you can restore your own cast irons, and you can buy them at thrift shops or garage sales and fix them up, and then you've got your own cast iron that'll last you and your family for years. So remember, join us next week for another journey cooking through history. And hopefully Tim will be here.